So as we all know, there's a war going on in Ukraine with the dictator Vladimir Putin destroying a sovereign state, country, whatever you want to call it, because he's trying to put back the old Soviet Union. But that's not really what it's about. It's about Russia paying billions of dollars a year to Ukraine for oil, because Ukraine has lots of oil and they don't have the technology to refine this oil. So it's pumped into Russia. Russia refines it and then it is sold. So Putin's Russia is paying Ukraine billions of dollars for that oil. And he's tired of it. He doesn't want to pay anymore. So he decided to lie to his troops and say, we're going to all form on 3 sides of the border of Ukraine for military exercises. This is not an invasion. This is not a war. It's exercises. And then, as you know, he decided to tell them the truth. It's a go. We're taking over Ukraine. And the invasion began. And if you watch the State of Confusion address the other night with Uncle Joe and the mistakes he made while he spoke, squinting to read the teleprompter, making numerous mistakes, one being the American people support the Iranian people. And Carmela sat behind him and made a face like, you dumb fuck. That's just one of the blunders that he made. And he said something else regarding, you can't build a wall high enough that a vaccine can't get over it. What the hell did that mean? As Pelosi stood up and rubbed her fists together like somebody just gave her an ice cream cone. What the hell was that about? I'm pretty sure she was half in the bag like she normally is. But then they're all the left-wing liberals are bashing Lauren Bolbert, Congresswoman from Colorado, for heckling Biden when he talked about Iraq and Afghanistan. And yes, we all know Biden's son died of some brain cancer. It's very unfortunate. It's very sad. But she wasn't mocking him for what he said about his son. She was mocking him because he, Biden himself, got 13 American service members killed in his botched withdrawal. And she heckled them. And oh, the left wasn't happy. How disrespectful. She should be sanctioned. She should be barred from this or that. Pelosi told her to shut up during one of her press conferences. Well, she's right. Biden did not address the botched withdrawal because he knows it was a failure. He knows he's a failure. And he knows he's doing nothing right. He got 13 U.S. service members killed during his hurry-up withdrawal of Afghanistan, although he left behind numerous Americans. I don't know the number. I've never heard an exact number. But there are a lot of Americans who were left behind to deal with the Taliban and their new government. But he also knows why Putin invaded Ukraine. It's about oil. So he imposed all his sanctions, financial sanctions that Putin could give a shit about. He's going to continue his invasion until he seizes the entire Ukraine. And the United States and its NATO allies can't do anything about it. We cannot get involved in that because Ukraine is not a NATO country. And if the United States or its NATO allies get involved, we all know that's the beginning of World War III. Putin attacked the nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Thankfully, there were no nuclear explosions, no release of nuclear gases. But what is his ultimate goal in doing that? I believe he's so crazy that he would, in fact, consider releasing a nuclear weapon. And then I would imagine that the United States and its allies would have to get involved and answer for that destruction, which would basically be the end. The end for everyone. We know it, they know it, you know it. But Biden doesn't know what to do, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if he really cares, because I don't really think he can really comprehend what's going on right now, because he spends most of his nights and weekends at his private vacation home in Delaware. We all know that. He's very rarely in the White House. We've seen him on a stage with a White House backdrop when he does press conferences. We don't know if he ever actually broadcasts from the White House. Once or twice maybe, but we've all seen the stage setup, and it's been reported by numerous media outlets, not the ones who praise him and love him, but I think some more of the legitimate news outlets. I happen to like Fox News, even though they could be a little bit overbearing sometimes. I happen to like them. But he talked about in his State of Confusion address gas prices and how he's going to fix it, which he's not going to fix it. And good old Jen Psaki said that the rise in gas prices are not because of something the president did. They're because of Putin invading Ukraine, hence oil prices are going up, which is a lie. She knows it, we know it, because gas prices have been rising since the minute Biden raised his right hand to be sworn in as president of that election where 83 million people voted for him. And they've continued to rise on and on and on. And right now, where I am, it's about $4 and change a gallon. Some states it's over $6 a gallon. And it's only going to get worse because the invasion of Ukraine from Putin did not help our situation with fuel. But he doesn't know how to solve that problem. He doesn't know how to deal with a dictator like Putin. Although I don't believe, again, that he cares and that he even knows what's really going on. He sent Carmela for some peace talks where she failed, of course, but we all know she's nothing but a failure. And then we have the Democratic-led Congress right now who just wants to spend, spend, spend. They're sending billions more dollars to Ukraine for support. They're sending military weaponry and equipment, which I'm all for because they need help from someone. But I talk about this today because I'd like to know, when does this start getting better for the average, everyday American citizen who goes to work to try to earn a living, or who's retired and trying to survive on their pension? What is this government, this president, doing to help us? Nothing. He's doing nothing. There's still a supply chain problem. You go in some stores and you still see bare shelves. And of course, we all know, again, gas prices are through the roof. One of the only good things coming out right now is taking away these ridiculous mandates for the facial decorations. and letting people go about their business and live their daily lives the way they should be able to. But it's all in the shadow of a war in Europe that ultimately is going to decide how we survive in the future with fuel, with food, with everyday needs. How are the Americans going to survive? What is this president, if you want to call him that, I use that term very loosely, what is he doing, or what is he going to do for us besides keep spitting into the microphone, keep saying, come on, man, Carmela with that stupid laugh every time she talks because she can't answer a question because she's as dumb as he is. What are they doing for us? The war in the Ukraine is a dangerous scenario for the entire world because you have a crazed dictator playing with fire. He's got his hand on the button of a nuclear disaster. And if he feels that he's losing ground during his invasion, I believe he may say, okay, it's time just to fucking end it all, while he hides in some bunker to hopefully survive the nuclear destruction. I know we all pray that that will never happen. I'm not a religious person, but sometimes I think that it could be a good thing because that's all we got. That's all we got right now. We don't have any hope, any confidence in this administration in Washington. And we just have to sit back and decide to live our lives the best we can with what we have and hope for a good outcome. And that's it. He does not know what he's doing. He cannot control what Putin does. They are attempting peace talks that I believe are going to go nowhere because Putin is dead set on taking the entire country or state, some call it a state, of Ukraine, because he does not want to pay the billions of dollars for the oil that they have when he can get it for free if he takes over that whole place, Ukraine. But before I go, I just want to say one more thing about the State of Confusion address. Biden said one good thing during that whole speech. One. He said cities, towns, and states should not be crying, defund the police. They should be funding the police. Fund them. Do not defund them. They need help. Average everyday citizens need protection. By defunding police is going to make it even worse. Crime is through the roof. It's out of control. That's the one and only thing that he said that made any sense to me, because he was right for once. Forget defunding the police. Let's put more money into it. Keep the money flowing into police budgets for academies, for hiring, for equipment and training. That's what this country needs, especially now with the war in Europe. Our own country needs the protection of law enforcement and public safety, so at least people can sleep at night knowing that they have someone out there that's going to look out for them and it's going to be there, God forbid, they need them. And that's it. That's my rant. I know it was a little all over the place, but it all boils down to this war right now and how it's going to affect us in our country in the future. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you like what I had to say, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when another video is up and coming. And share my videos with your friends, if you will. I always ask. I would really appreciate that. I hope everybody is healthy and safe. I'm going to see you real soon. with something else to talk about. Have a great night.